Hello everyone and welcome to another math video. Today we're going to be looking at how to solve percent problems. A reminder that this is the short version of this lesson where we're going to go pretty quickly. If you would like a more in-depth, full-length lesson, I will link that in the description below. So percentages, okay, percentage is super important. They show up in a lot of different areas of life. Maybe you can think of some examples of percentages. The two that I'm thinking of off the top of my head would be think of like a sale, right? So something's 40% off, 20% off, 15% off, or sales tax, right? Like a 7% tax, or sports. Okay, you know, he shoots, I don't know, 35% from three-point line, or something like that. Okay, so here are our steps. Okay, and it looks like a lot, but we're going to break this down step by step. So step one is identify the part, whole, and percent. And these are your clue words. Okay, so the part is going to be your is. So for example, 18 is, so this is, so the part is 18. The whole, the clue word is of, right? I wrote that there. So the clue word is of, so of 60, cool. The percent, you notice how you don't see any percent symbol here? Okay, and it's because we do not know the percentage. We're trying to find it. It says what percent. That's the unknown here, okay? And in all of these percentage problems, there will be two that you know, one that you don't know. All right, so we're done with step one. Step two is we're going to use this equation and we're going to put the numbers where they go. So the equation is part over whole equals the percentage over 100. And we know the part, so I'm going to change that to an 18, over the whole, which is 60. The percentage we don't know, so I'm going to put a question mark. And that 100 is always 100, it never changes. Step two is done. Step three is cross multiply. Some students think of this as the butterfly, right? So I'm going to go here first. You could do the 60 and the question mark first. It doesn't matter the order, but I'm just going to start with top left. So we do 18 times 100, which is 1,800, equals, and then on the other side, we do this, 60 times the question mark, right? I don't know what the question mark is, so we're just going to leave it like that. All right, step three is done. We did the butterfly. Step four, we divide by the number next to the question mark. So whatever number is next to the question mark, in this case, it's the 60. We're going to take that and we're going to divide over here by 60. If you've learned how to solve equations, this is, solving an equation, but if not, okay, whatever number's next to the question mark, divide. And so 1800 divided by 60, the final answer is 30. Okay, and it's actually 30% because it said, what percent, we were finding the percent. Okay, let's try another one here. 4 is 10% of what number? So again, let's identify part, whole, percent. All right, let's do the easy one. In this one, they give us the percentage. That's 10. The 4 is, right? Is the clue word for the part. So that's 4. And of what number? We don't know what it is. So that's the question mark. Now we set up our equation. Part over whole, so 4 over question mark, equals the percentage, 10, over 100. And then we do the butterfly, cross multiply. And actually, let's do it the other way here. So we've seen it both ways. Okay, we do the question mark times 100. Again, it doesn't matter. You can do either one. Question mark times 10 equals. And then we do 4 times 100, which is 400. Last step, divide by the number next to the question mark. So we're going to divide by 10 on the other side. And we get question mark equals 40, final answer. Final answer. All right, for this one, let's do part, whole, percentage. Again, I always like to start with the easiest. Do they tell us a percentage? Yes, they do. So that's 56. Of 50, of is the clue word for the whole, and part is the question mark here. So now we set it up. Part, which is the question mark, over the whole, which is 50, equals the percentage, 56, over always 100 in the bottom right. And now we cross multiply. So let's do it this way. So now we have question mark times 100 equals 50 times 56, which is 2,800. And then last step is we divide by the number next to the question mark. So we divide by 100. So final answer is question mark equals 28. Final answer. All right, here is our cool clock for today, a Star Wars themed one, which means that it is time for you to try these problems on your own to see if you understood what you just learned. So go ahead and pause the video and try these 3 problems up on your screen. And when you're ready to check your answers, go ahead and unpause the video. Okay, now that you've had a chance to work these problems, let's check your solutions. Okay, here is the work for the first problem. Should have gotten a final answer of 60, and this is actually 60%, right? Because it said what percent, so 60%. For the second problem, here is the work. You can go ahead and check yourself, but we should have ended up with a final answer of 70. And for the last problem, we should have gotten a final answer of 17. 17. All right, that is it for today. I hope you all have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.